soft people. Maybe we'll go warm. Maybe we'll go bright. Maybe we'll go cool. I think we decided cool was cool. All right, listen, everybody. How y'all doing? What's going on? How you holding? What's the story with everybody? Do tell. Where are you coming from? This is Brunch. Happy to get together with all of you as we have just completed July 4th. Be sure and tell us, did you have hot dogs on July 4th? Tell us the details. I can say with complete conviction that I had hot dogs on July 4th. Would everybody like to know how my hot dogs were? They were delicious. Yes. I went for a walk. I went and got a massage. They were actually closing early for July 4th. And then I said, you know what? I want a hot dog. So I went home and I took the soy hot dogs out of the freezer. Yes, I had some soy hot dogs. Yum, yum. Delish, delish, delish. And I took those out of the freezer and I stuck them, poked a few holes so they don't blow up. It's important. Put it in the microwave for about a minute. And yeah, so that was the story there. And I had some rustic sourdough. We talked about the difference between a rustic sourdough and a conventional sourdough if you're trying to help your glycemic index. Well, I have one of these whole grain, is it whole grain? I don't know. It's one of these good sourdoughs, right? It's a good sourdough. Anyway, so I had some sliced sourdough and I had a really good mustard. And that looks kind of interesting what I got going on here. And so I had these big rustic sourdough, sliced it in half. And then I took how many did I get? Yeah, just two. I just did 2 hot dogs. But then I sliced it in half and I had a sourdough hot dog sandwich in honor of July 4th. I had some potato chips left over, not a lot, but a little. And like a morsel worth, a morsel of them. And some diet soda. I was rocking the house. Yes, me, my soy dogs on rustic whole grain sourdough, a diet soda, and this much potato chip because I was like down to the last dregs of the potato chip. Wild and wicked whimsy, I'll tell you. So there was a lot going on. As many people know, the 250 celebration in DC was canceled because of hot weather. The weather was too dang hot. The weather was too dang hot. Oh my goodness. So be sure and tell us where you're coming from, what you're eating, what you're drinking, what the story is of your life. And I really wish they had not locked it. Orientate. Oh, I see. It's locked because we went live. Oh, well, that's all right. Did you stay home? Did you go out? All right. So we've been talking a little bit energetically about the great exit. So the great exit is a thing that's been happening that we have been noticing. We've been meditating on it. We've been thinking about it ourselves. And it's this idea that a lot of people are leaving the United States. And we're calling this the Great Exit, that more people have left the United States in recent years than have ever left before. Where are they going? Many of them are becoming digital nomads, right? So the digital nomads, the people that don't need to stay in the United States, they're data people. Now, the problem with that is that artificial intelligence, or AI, displacing digital nomads, in the sense that we're seeing a lot of jobs that used to be like entry, where you could earn 12, 15 bucks an hour as a digital nomad. Then you could go live in Turkey, for example, or another country that was more affordable. So when we're thinking about the cities that most countries, that most Americans are leaving to, number one was Mexico. Now, the laws have changed in Mexico, right? So they don't want you there for 6 months. They're changing the visa. You go in, they say, we'll let you stay for 30 days. They've really begun to close the border to Americans immigrating to Mexico. Those days of being able to have $1,000 and live in Mexico are gone. And now they're expecting you to have $4,300 a month and or $75,000 in savings in order to move to Mexico. So if you were thinking like, I don't like it in the United States, that's great, but do you have 75K cash lying around, and are you earning over $4,300 a month? If so, then you could get a visa temporary residency for Mexico. But there's nothing stable about it, right? The other places people are going is Portugal. And again, it's starting to change. Not everybody can get into Portugal. People are moving to other places as well. Ecuador, parts of South America, Peru. And what's now starting to happen is that all those digital nomads have lost their jobs. And so they don't know what to do. They're coming back to the United States, which is bringing up another phenomenon, which I think is better. And that's the reverse migration. The reverse migration. So the reverse migration is something that we see in books written by, let's see. I'm trying to think of some of these. Native Son by Richard Wright. Okay. Life in Chicago in the 1930s, right? Baldwin. James Baldwin wrote urban fiction, 1947 to 1985, Go Tell It on the Mountain, etc. Those are two authors that I think about, right? And then you also have cities that were extremely up and coming, right? Where everybody wanted to get to those cities, right? So an example would be Baltimore, right? Baltimore was where a young man could make it. If you were a young man of color, you could shine shoes on the trains, get yourself to Baltimore, and then maybe you could break into the music industry, or they had affordable housing, or they had work in the mills where they had competitive prices. So you had songs like Sugar in My Coffee-O. Do you remember that song? Right. So the Dust Bowl hit and the land became dry for something like 11 years. Right. So 11 years people didn't have work, or excuse me, 11 states didn't have work for like 5 years. So what happened with the Dust Bowl is that everybody left. So you had a mass migration from Missouri, Texas, Kansas, Oklahoma, parts of Colorado. They headed where? They headed to California, and that's where you got the grapes of wrath, right? You got the grapes of wrath. And that's where people, there was no work. And so that led to this huge migration out of those areas. And then the second wave was the North American Trade Agreement, right? So you had more cities collapsing, and that was the automotive industry, right? Like Detroit, Columbus, Ohio, right? And that was, again, another hit to the Midwest, right? So what starts to happen is that everybody goes to the new industry. So we see this huge migration starting to happen on the California coast, right? So where did prices start to explode? All of the migrants went to California. They used their skills being hardworking people to get rich in California. Now instead of going and putting sugar in their coffee in Baltimore, they were putting sugar in their coffee by being part of the oil industry, the film industry, right? California gold and Texas gold, right? But they were in California getting rich, and then the prices went through the roof. And then what happened to the movie industry, right? It's beginning to collapse in California because you can make films cheaper somewhere else, and everybody has an iPhone, and everybody's switching to YouTube, right? So Marysville, Missouri, that's right. You know that area? Yeah. So my mother was born in Wichita, right? So where did they move? They moved to Sumner, Washington. Now, what was going on in Sumner, Washington? Absolutely nothing. Who would want to leave a place that's only an hour and a half from Kansas City, Missouri, and go to some godforsaken place called Sumner, Washington, right? But what were they doing in Sumner, Washington? They were logging, right? So nobody wanted to do that kind of work. Nobody wanted to do logging because logging was the jobs that were available in Oregon, Washington, and California. They closed California. People couldn't get into California, so they had to continue to go north until they wound up in Oregon and Washington, right? So happened, they took the worst possible jobs, and they often died terrible deaths because logging was one of the most dangerous jobs out there. So they took the log job nobody wanted to do, and they paper mills, right? Paper mills and logging. And what was the other main industry? Fish canning, right? So they were canning fish and they were logging. So they built their own homes. They built log homes, right? And what was it? And they had maybe a little family farm, and then they also joined in World War II, right? So what happened to the homes of those poor Dust Bowl refugees? I am a Dust Bowl refugee. I am a Dust Bowl refugee. 3-bedroom, $450,000. 2-bedroom, $469,000. $569,000 for a 3-bedroom. $679,000 for a 3-bedroom. Look at these prices. $695,000. Here is a house similar to the one that my grandfather built. $1.9 million. So, well, big family, right? And they're doing it themselves, right? They're using local wood. So now what's happened? The Dust Bowl refugee people can't afford to live in the cities that they built. I mean, in plainer words, the next generation can't afford that maybe if you had 7 kids, it made sense to have a house that size, right? And it's cheap. The wood is free, basically. This is just clearing wood. We're just building it with clearing wood, right? They have to clear the whole area, move logs. People were building houses for nothing, right? So the house that my grandfather built is now worth 1 point something million dollars. Okay, so then what happened to Maryville, Missouri? The place that they were more than happy to stay in the first place. They never wanted to leave Maryville, Missouri. Nobody wanted to leave Maryville. Maryville was awesome. Maryville was a great life. Who the hell would want to leave Maryville? Because they had it all. They had great high school education. They had a local community. They had the perfect population size. And they were an hour and a half. You get in the car, you can go up to Kansas City for the weekend, but you're not paying Kansas City prices. So nobody wanted to leave. Maryville was the great life. They had it all. It was a small town with a city feel, not too far from the big city. It collapsed, right? So look at the prices. So the people from Maryville left, and now their homes are worth 1.7, 1.9 million. And here is a comparable home for 200,000. Built in 1904, probably by the great grandparents of the guy who built the place that's worth 1.9 million that he built in 1938. Do you see how this works? So what's the solution? Is the solution that we run off to Portugal? Is the solution that we run off to another country somewhere? Look at the land. I need to buy this house. This is unbelievable. The only thing drawing, there's only one bus a day now. That's the problem because we got, America cut their public busing. But if they still had a bus regularly going from Maryville to Kansas City, Missouri, I would buy now. I would buy now. No problem, no question about it, because I would be, first off, I'd be in a great part of the country, and secondly, I'd be getting so much more house for so little. This is that porch I told you guys I wanted. 179,000. Great neighborhood too, Walnut Street. That's not too far from the park and from the high school. Say I put down almost no money. Yeah, it's next to the high school. Yeah, middle school and high school. Yeah. I know this area very well because my aunt went to Maryville High School. Look at the rating school, 10 out of 10. You see what I'm saying? So God, that's a great area. If I put 38,000 down, and it's 3 bedrooms, so I could rent to students. God, this is what I want to do, you guys. Look at that. $179,000 next to the high school. Newly renovated. So I think what I'm trying to say is, what I'm trying to say to you guys, yeah, I like Maryville a lot. So, I mean, I don't think we have to leave the United States. I guess that's what I'm trying to say. You know, what I'm saying is that we don't need to leave America. We need to remigrate, go back to where our ancestors came from, maybe. You know, like I love the Pacific Northwest, but we had family die. Like my mom's best friend, her husband Luke died in a logging accident. It was brutal work. We're living the cushy life now, sugar in my coffee, but you know, they died very difficult lives. You know, they had very harsh lives, and I think that the trend, we're moving. The answer is not to leave America. The answer is to spread out. That's not true about Democrats, by the way. I found they have a Democrat committee there, and it's actually pretty proactive. The same is true with Little Rock, Arkansas. They're very proactive. The Democrats in Little Rock, very proactive. Well, that's where Clinton came from. They're very proactive. So this idea that it's bad for us to this stereotype. Oh, I'm not going to like it in Little Rock, Arkansas, one of the most beautiful states in the union. This is a nice, less is more. Somebody had said, here's one little fixer-upper, 59,000. It's at Center Street, so it's pretty centrally located. 59,000. 2 bedrooms, perfect for you and a friend. If you're going 50-50 on it, you could do a down payment of about 10, 12, 15,000. If you go in with another person, a down payment they would want to see around 12,000 and a credit score of 720. If you go in with another person, you can both go 6,000, 7,000. Figure 10,000 with closing cost. And there's a little bit of fixing up to do, but from what I've seen of this particular listing, it's not bad at all. It looks like it's minor repairs and a great backyard if you do want to get a dog. So again, I'm just telling people we don't have to leave the United States. I want to go to Missouri. I'm really feeling called to, it's other people I know are moving back to Missouri. My dad is from St. Louis. They're both Death Bowl refugees, but he got in early. His family left in 1932 during the Dust Bowl. So they left 33 when it was really early, and they got jobs as pipe fitters in San Francisco, Marion County. Then that became expensive. It was cheap. It used to be cheap to live in the Bay Area. It was a bunch of poor people living in the Bay Area. Yeah, that's what I'm saying. So it's not expensive to live in America at all. What's expensive is staying in these overpriced places like LA. LA is too freaking expensive. Most people can't afford it. But you can live a really great life in other parts of the country that are beautiful. Maryville is great. Very low crime rate. You can walk late at night. Number one complaint in general in that area, there's too many homeless dogs. That's my number one complaint. Too many people dumping dogs all over the country. I'd like to see more people more proactive, but other than that, good part of the world. All right, We're going to go ahead and do the empath prayer if you'd like to receive a healing at this time. Have you guys noticed that when you're in that part of the world, like Missouri and the Midwest, there's a lot of more homeless animals? Just seems like there's more homeless animals. Or maybe just I don't know what's going on. Maybe it's people are poor. I don't know what the story is. People don't fix their animals as often. I don't know. I think we need to be more proactive about that. If you would like to receive a healing at this time, we can pray for you. Texas is really bad. It has, I think, some of the South in general, highest percentage for homeless dogs. Speaking of which, we are raising money for Hope for Paws. It is our fundraiser this week. If you would like to help animals, then that would be a great way. They rescue animals and find them forever home. So we are focusing on Hope for Paws as our fundraiser. Last week, in honor of Asher House, Lee Asher and Sarah Asher were married, and so we did a fundraiser for them for their wedding. And hopefully we made a little money for Asher House. All right, so please give us your name or the name of the person that you want us to pray for, and we will pray for them as we come together to say the empath prayer. Then we will do a collective reading. And after that, we'll blitz away. Does that work for everybody? I think Missouri is great. I think Kansas, Missouri is a very special. There's a lot of metaphysical stuff going on in Missouri as well. There are caves. There's a lot of people think there are a lot of cryptids there because of the caves in Missouri. The caves are sacred to Native Americans in that part of the world. Also, there's a lot of fairy energy around the Kansas, Missouri area. There's a vortex right over that river. The Missouri River is very sacred, very, 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 very sacred. And there's a lot of elementals and ancients in that area. So protecting that area, protecting the water. Look, it cuts right through the United States. It's a very sacred area. And it would be really cool to see more shamans moving to that area to bring back the power of that area. You know, every single Native American was pulled from Missouri. And I think on an energetic level that maybe the federal government was afraid. There isn't a single Native American that was allowed to be in Missouri. They took all of them and sent them to Oklahoma. They shut down every single community of Missouri. And I think the spiritual work that we could do in that area, Kansas too. I think there's deep spiritual work we can do there. Yeah. Thank you, Carol, for her donation, $10 to Hope for Paws. Much appreciation. Or you can also click on the link directly to donate. All right, let's do this. Okay. I want to call on white light protection for myself and this community as we ask permission from Spirit to access the Akashic records. We call on our spirit guides and our good angels to be with us. Please give us the clarity and the wisdom that is needed to empower all of us on our journeys, to make the best decisions for ourselves, our families, the planet, the people we love, but also to help those that we may have strife with. And together collectively as a community, we say Amen. And for those people requesting healings today, we come together at this time and we pray. We pray that you and those you love receive a perfect healing in mind, body, and in spirit. And together again, collectively as a community, we say Amen, Amen, Amen. May all souls be healed. May all souls be healed. We're going to go ahead and give you guys a collective reading. I think it's something to really think about, is that we don't have to leave. Instead, we need to revitalize Columbus, Ohio, Detroit. Bring the angel, the good vibes back to these cities. And I don't think we should run. I don't think we should run off to Portugal anymore. I'm really changing my view on that. I think we need to, it's affordable and we can do it right here in the United States. We go in with a friend. Go in with a friend. Get a fixer-upper with a friend. Somebody you trust. Or rent to college students. I got my kitty all over this. I apologize. She was sitting up here. All right, let's do this. This is your collective reading, and it applies at the time that you receive this message. What does not apply to you, go ahead and pass it on, and we can simply give it to the person next to you. Maybe it applies to the person next to you. We never know. We never assume. Why is it doing that? See, I'm trying here. Is that how it goes? Or does this go? Is it going that way? Oh my God, it's like having dyslexia. Oh my God. All right. Let's do this thing. I'm excited. What is coming for the week for all of us? What is our spirit message? I'm in a good mood. Because everything's going to be okay, you guys. So you don't, find a new community in Arkansas, man. The Democrats are like wild in Arkansas, from what I understand. All right. Where we are at right now, the base of the matter is love, 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 love. Ace of Cups moving in the base house. Love yourself, baby girl. Love yourself, baby boy. Now is the time. And everything in between and beyond, or however I don't know. Base card at this time is the Ace of Cups. Ace of Cups moves in to teach us that love is as perennial as the grass. Love is as perennial as the grass. Yes. Who here is feeling like no one cares about them? Who here is feeling like nobody cares about them? Oh, there's a nice picture of my shoes. Okay. All right. Ace of Cups is a beautiful card. It often will denote a desire to connect with spirit. It is kind of like the abundance of love coming from the universe. And it's beautiful when you get the Ace of Cups as a base card, because it would denote that a sense that everything is going to be okay. Everything is going to be okay. These are scary times, but I am somebody who, I am a firm believer in stoicism. We will work this out. Whatever the problem was, or whatever the problem is at this time, know that we will work it out. So we go into a recession. It couldn't possibly be as bad as the Dust Bowl. What a nightmare that was. No water for 5 years. Watching children dying from their lungs filled with dust. I mean, we have survived harsh times. The Civil War, these are harsh memories, right, in the soul of our country, right? Things that we have gone through here in the United States, and throughout the world, we have known harsh times, right? So, so as of now, know that the energy is very ripe for positive change. The other thing that they're suggesting at this time is for us to be mindful of the importance of meditation, that we focus on our meditation work. Who here has been working on their meditation? You've been working on your meditation practice? Four of Swords comes in often to teach us the importance of prayer work and deep spiritual work. So, on the one hand, you have this beautiful energy coming in saying that you have this create love. The more we meditate, the more we pray for others, the more we raise the vibration up for ourselves and others. It can only be a good thing, right? It can only be a good thing. All right. Am I supposed to pull it this way? Oh my God, I'm so dyslexic right now. It's just all turned around the camera. All right, where we're at right now, the first house is now is a time for you to be thinking about what you want to do with the rest of your life. First house is the Queen of Cups. The Queen of Cups comes to you as the first house. She's the dreamer. Basically, if you are struggling with something right now and you don't know what to do, they're saying now is not the time to make any major decisions. Now is the time for you to meditate. You can see that Four of Cards. Meditate on love and good vibes. Anything you build in life, you're going to want to build it from a place of love and being in a healthy mental state. You never want to be making decisions that are based on something unhealthy, being in a place of desperation. You want to always go from a place of love. You always want to go from a place that's good vibes, right? So you have that nice Ace of Cups moving in. The other thing is Four of Swords, to be in deep meditation. So we have love here, meditate on love, and meditate on God, love, consciousness, right? And we also have this energy of the Queen of Cups. Now is the time to dream. Dream about what you're trying to manifest. If you want to master something, what is it that you've chosen to master? We talk a lot about this here on YouTube. We talk a lot about the fact that there are many reasons why you are alive. But part of why you are alive is to create something which is known as tikkun olam. And tikkun olam means to fix the world in some capacity. Tikkun olam, to fix the world. Tikkun is to fix olam, the world, to fix the world. So part of why you are here is to take an imperfect world and make it more perfect. And part of how we do that is we do that by becoming a master of something, being the best at something, and then giving that mastery to the world. So the benefit of being a master is that you are fixing the world by being another master in the world, right? A master artist, a master violinist, a master physician, a master nurse, a master teacher, right? So it's one of the things you are called to do is to fix the world through mastery. And that starts from a place of self-awareness, meditation, work, Four of Swords, and allowing yourself to be a vessel for love to come through you through your spiritual practice. And now is the time for you to be focusing on the Queen of Cups. Remember, the Queen of Cups rubs her lamp and dreams. This is not a time of being active. This is a time when instead they're asking you to focus on the inner work. Now is the time to do inner work. Your crossing card at this time is the Queen of Pentacles. The Queen of Pentacles moves in as the crossing card, which means that now is the time to be about your business, child. Be about your business, child. Who here feels that they want to either do a side business, they want to develop their side hustle, or just the business of getting on with your life, right? So you might feel that now is the time to get on with the business of your life, right? So your crossing card is your business. It's your business sense. It's your Queen of Pentacles. It's the, a lot of us are doing this. It's somebody deep in meditation, trying to be a vessel for love, but their sticking point is the business of their life. In the next 6 months, if you continue your meditation work, know that it's always a good thing to do your spiritual work. Do your spiritual work first, because that's going to clear you energetically so that you're making the right decisions going forward. Because karma, for every action, there's a reaction of equal or sometimes greater force. And so you want to make sure that anything you create is being created from a place of love and abundance. And that's why they're saying, from a place of meditation, love, and abundance, holding before you make any major decisions, that's the best direction to go in. You can see that 6 of Wands, which is a victory card, and it would indicate that over the next 6 months, you're manifesting really positive things. The 4th house is what is above you. It is what you are manifesting in the higher ethos. Remember, the more positive work you do, the more prayer work, and the more positive place you can get in mentally, the better for your future and your future plans. What you're sitting in at this time, remember, the Ace of Swords is a 1-year period. The Ace of Swords is a 1-year period. What do we mean by that when we say that the Ace of Swords is a 1-year period? Swords correspond to years, Pentacles week, Wands months. That's how I read them in terms of time. So we're talking about over the next 6 months to a year, build a plan for yourself. Excuse me. What would you like to achieve over the next 6 months? What would you like to achieve over the next 1 year? What do your finances look like over the next 6 months? What do your finances look like for the next year? What does your housing situation look like for the next 6 months to a year? I've decided to renew my lease for another year. That was my decision. I think things are pretty good here. It's rent controlled. It's a nice city, Portland. It's got an airport. There's a lot of reasons why I have decided to stay here for another year. But with this kind of juxtaposition, thinking about the year, Ace of Swords, and a 6 of Wands in your 4th house, start thinking about where you want to go from here. What is your 1-year plan? What you're coming out of could be you're coming out of legal challenges or divorce, or when justice comes in, it often comes with boundaries. It often comes with cutting the cord or ending former relationships. It can be that you came out of a divorce, you came out of endings, you terminated relationships, you could be coming out of a legal action against another person, but it's indicating that the past is over and there could be a formal severing between yourself and others, and headed towards taking control of your life. This is the time of stoicism. Remember, you will always be the one that fixes your life. Nobody else can fix your life. You have to be the one to fix your life. 5 of Swords is to take the weapons of war away from your enemies and to take control of a situation. It goes back to the mantra of the Stoic, right? People are jerks. People are not always so nice. And so the onus is really on us, right? We have to save ourselves. We cannot rely on others to save us. We have to save ourselves. And that's kind of what you get with this kind of energy, with that 5 of Swords moving in, is that this is a time when this individual is taking control. You did the right thing if you did it this way. In plainer words, to hold for the next couple of months and really just meditate and think about, how can I create more love and goodness in the world? Do I have a 6-month plan? Do I have a 1-year plan? Have I truly ended it with those people that I need to end it with? Have I finished up my court cases, my legal responsibilities, and taken control, 5 of Swords, to now go and build something? Remember, you are going to have to eventually deal with the business, the financial aspects of your life, because your crossing card is the Queen of Pentacles. Eventually, you're going to have to look at your finances. You're going to have to look at how much money's going out, how much money's coming in, what the interest rates are on your credit cards, etc. All of that stuff has to be addressed. Do you have a side gig? Do you need a side gig? Are you ready to give up life in an expensive town and think about maybe a small town in Vermont or a small town in Iowa's looking pretty good. A lot of people like Iowa. They're what are they? They green, right? They say they're green. Iowa's green. They're not really a Republican, or other people say pink. If you're from Iowa, what are you? Pink, green? What's your color? Purple? Not really purple. I just think they're agriculture focused, whatever's good for the farmer, Iowa, but they're not really as Republican as people think. And Trump is not doing well in Iowa, actually. But yeah, that 5 of Swords moving in your near future means that you will figure it out. You will take control of your situation. You will fix it. Yes, indeed. We believe in you. We believe in you. Where you're at right now, Death, a major transformation is over you. The Death card is moving into 7th position. Your life is changing. You have changed. If you stay on this trajectory, prayer, meditation, love, thinking before you make major decisions in your life, then it will only go well for you. Because I knew you, I was changed for good. You know that song? So you have major death and transformation over you at this time. Good, good, good. And your house of obstacle is, think about your past relationships with money, with people. Do you feel that any of your family history created scarcity? Like, did your parents teach you abundance, or did they teach you scarcity? Be willing to do shadow work. Be willing to see yourself as having the things you want out of life. What do you truly need and want to be happy over the next 6 months to a year? And be able to break cycles, because the house of obstacles is Empress. Maybe you don't feel you deserve the wealth. Maybe you don't feel you deserve abundance. It could be a time of really having to ask yourself if you have possibly engaged in any self-sabotage. Do you feel you're entitled to the good life? Do you feel that you are unconsciously sabotaging your own happiness because it stands as an obstacle? Your hope and fear at this time is the need to constantly defend your position. Don't get into arguments with people, right? That's easier said than done, right? This need to constantly defend or protect. If you're holding on to nothing, there's nothing to defend, so don't hold on to anything. Yeah. So, in plainer words, if you're out there screaming your opinions like Dr. Whimsy, expect somebody's going to disagree with you. And And then don't get upset when you wind up in a shouting match. That used to be my cycle. And this is the transformation I see for myself right now, which is I no longer hold anything up to be attacked. I simply give the readings. This is how the Republicans feel about it. This is how the Democrats feel. This is how Trump feels from what I can gather. And I personally am trying to move away from 7-1. I don't want to hold up anything I have to defend, right? And so that frees you up to have time to go and work on what matters to you. Final outcome for you is your dreams. The things that brought you joy when you were happy are the things that will bring you back. Go back to the joys of youth. 6 of Cups is the ability to go back to the things of youth. Go back to the things we loved when we were younger. Go back to authenticity. Be willing to take calculated risk in your life after you've done the research. For example, I'm looking at a drop shipping business, right? I really love Korean spa. I love Korean spa and Japanese spa. You guys ever go to a Korean spa? Filipino spa, Japanese spa, and Korean spa. Women in these cultures are beautiful into their 90s. Have you seen their skin? Their ageless beauty. Ever been to a spa? Korean spa? LA has the best Korean spas. Japanese spas, Filipino spas. Women just go and they pamper themselves. They spend the entire day just pampering themselves. Right? So I'm thinking I want to make a business of it. I want the best natural products for, so that you can give yourself a Korean spa at home. You can give yourself like a spa treatment. Anyway, so that's probably my drop shipping idea. I've been thinking about it. But Fool takes a leap of faith. So many of us could be going in that direction where we're just, because of that crossing card being business, we are going from a place of love. We're going to be building new things. Look at this again, the House of Obstacles, wealth and money. So many of you could be struggling, not feeling comfortable seeing yourself as rich. Get over it. Being rich is a good thing. It's good that you be rich. You have a moral responsibility to be rich. It is good that you be rich. Puravu in Hebrew. Puravu. Puravu. What's the first commandment? Be fruitful and multiply. Puravu. What does that mean? How do you translate that? Well, be fruitful means be successful. So the first commandment was be successful. Be fruitful. So the first commandment of being fruitful is become financially stable. Build something, be fruitful, be successful, and expand the goodness. Build something successful and then expand the goodness. Be fruitful and multiply. Or become financially stable, be successful, and then you can have children if you want them. Would be a modern interpretation of be fruitful. It's not multiply. It's be fruitful. Puravu is the Hebrew, which also translates as financial stability, right? So we want to be financially stable so that we can one day be blessed with children, right? Or be blessed with multiplying, expanding the wealth through children, through expanding our kingdom, through expanding the goodness, right? But we see here in the House of Opposition, both the Empress and the Ace of Pentacles denoting that wealth and abundance are an obstacle. Well, think about all the great things you can do if you became successful, right? If you became successful, if you had abundance, think about all the dogs you could rescue. You could have your own animal rescue, all those dogs that are like on this, that are just getting dumped on highways. People are just throwing the dogs out on a street, and then the dog is like lost and confused on a freaking highway, right? So, this is something that, thank God for the abundance and wealth. Thank them that you are healing this, receive it, and then always commit to give a portion, like we give a portion of our wealth from YouTube, we give to charity. This today, our donations go to Hope for Pause. So get the energy flowing. You want to get that energy flowing in terms of attracting and being comfortable with wealth, because it's one of the things we're spiritually obligated to do, is to have wealth and abundance, to enjoy it, enjoy the wealth, enjoy a really great meal, and it's a good meal, enjoy the abundance, and then share it, right? And then the final outcome for you is be wary of thoughts or ideas that plague you, particularly at night. Too much stress. Also be today donations are going to Hope for Pause. Yeah. So I should have a link there. Do I have a link, you guys? I think I had the link put up. Yeah, if you enjoyed your reading, then that would be great. Yeah, I think Hope for Pause, is it not here? Where is the donation button for Hope for Pause? Huh. Let me go and fix this, because it should be there and it isn't. At least I don't see it. Do you guys see it? Oh dear, 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 dear. Yeah, I don't know why. I fixed. I don't think I pushed the right. I didn't complete the button pushing. My apologies, you guys. Okay, fundraiser is now. My apologies. Okay, it's set up. I thought I pushed the button. Saving lives of vulnerable animals. Hope for Pause. Okay, it's up. If you guys want to donate, you can donate to it. All right. So be aware that the final outcome. You don't have to give it to me. You can just don't give the money to me. It would be better to thank you. I'll donate, but it would be better to click on the link below. I apologize. I set it up, but I set it up on the wrong live. I set it up on that live, which is the unlisted live. All right, so there you go. That is your reading. I hope it did it help anybody, give you some clarity. We can go ahead and blitz, blitz, blitz away. It looks like our dear Joel is not here. How much did you guys give? You guys gave me $30. Is that right? All right, let's see here. How much of a donation? You guys already gave 30? All right. So what I'm going to do, just to make it kosher, so that I don't forget, is I will go here. Um, Oh, the mysteries of life, the mysteries of life. Yeah, sure. Figuring out electronics as always. Oh my God. All right. So, Canine Catherine, I turned around and put your money in through a donation from me. Because you, and also there was somebody else who donated. I think we got a $10 donation from somebody else. Anyway. Yeah. So yeah. So I just turned around and donated it. It just makes it easier that way, darlings. It just makes it easier. All right. So when I get the order, we will blitz, blitz, blitz away. Go ahead and give me your questions, and we will get through the questions as quickly as possible. Thank you all for being here. We are marching boldly towards 150. You get 1,000. You guessed it, 150,000 subscribers. Oy vey, oy vey, oy. I know. I'm feeling so loved. I'm feeling so spoiled because I am, because we're over 100,000 now. So I'm getting greedy. I want to go to 150,000, 500,000. I would be really happy. But you can never rest. It's not like you can just like, up, I'm good to go. I'm at 500,000. I never have to worry again. No, if you are boring or if you can lose people easily. So you gotta always try and keep people happy. Yeah. All right. We're just going to go through here and make sure. Hi, Kimberly. Hello, Denise. All right. Whimsy, I was told that I have an ancestry curse against me. Do you believe in that? A person wants me to pay them $600 to get rid of it. I think that the person's a con artist. I think that's absolutely absurd. And I think that you should terminate all contact with this individual. We do not have ancestry curses. Here's what we do have: bad habits from our ancestors. Ever looked at, have you guys ever done your genealogy? I think my family has been working poor for several hundred generations, which means that they know how to be working poor and they assume life's going to be hard and we're all going to be working poor. And we can only see the world as working poor. So we will continue to manifest working poor, working poor, working poor. My grandfather's father, my great grandfather, I was looking at him on the census of 1909, laborer and odd jobs. And I'll take anything I can get, right? So here it is. How many generations later? I'll take any job I got. Right? Because whether I am consciously aware of it or not, I have been indoctrinated by generations of poor Andersons, right? And so part of the meditation work we were talking about today through the collective is, how can you say, whoa, am I programmed to be poor? And if I am, how can I unprogram myself? Through chanting and meditation. I chant. I do my whole SGI. SGI USA, but you don't have to join it, is a nice group if you are looking for a layman organization that you can chant with. Check out in your area. But there are other organizations, but the idea is to chant and meditate and go deep in yourself and work on your obstacles so that you can manifest what it is you want. Not give some con artist molest you and steal your money, which is basically what they're doing. Oh, Skyline Memorial Gardens. I bet it was absolutely beautiful. It scares my cat, and I just sit and watch my cat freak out when she hears the noise. I was told I have ancestor curse against me, says Denise. Yeah, we already did that one, and we think that's silly. Oh, can I get guidance for my career? Looking for a job. All right, let's go ahead. We'll do one card readings for people. Why not? We're kind of slow today, so We'll just do 1-card readings for people. If you would like to join our memberships, be sure and donations to Hopes for Pause should not go to me, but well, thank you. If you're giving that to me, I'll take it. But they should go to the link below. But thank you. All right. Career guidance, looking. That will pay off the vacation. All right. Yeah, we had a good time, but we spent way too much money. All right. Yeah, look at things you can do close to home, and look at what your natural God-given skills are, and you will probably have a job. Also, look at seeing if you can't start a side gig. Yeah. Yeah, you don't need to be helped. That's your answer. Save yourself. Don't be helpless. Believe that you are a mature adult, Denise. You are an adult and you will figure it out. You will fail, and then you will pick yourself up and try again, and you will fail over and over and over. And that is the process of learning. And you are not a child. You are a powerful adult, and you will figure it out. You're not cursed. You're just human. And don't let people take advantage of you. You will figure it out. Oh, Nell was home all day and she enjoyed it. You know what? I think I want some more hot dogs today. I really like those hot dogs with that spicy mustard on that rustic sourdough. Delish. Yeah, I love that stuff. Macadamia nuts. Oh, yeah, I love those. Macadamia nuts with mussels. Saute. You can make a butter and then saute the mussels. That's like a Polynesian way of doing them. It's delicious. And then you can also throw raisins in it, and raisins, lemon, macadamia, butter. Stuff that into a mussel. Give it a whirl. Garlic. White wine. Camille Gibbons. I really want to get out of Scotland and hang out with Harry Coos and sheep. People are too much of late. You want to get out of Scotland? Scotland's expensive. You could probably cheaper. Try Albania. Albania's cheaper. Okay, we sent prayers to Jennifer. Yeah, Catherine says that she was priced out of Long Island, New York home, long living in rural Texas, just lost my car. I went through all my savings, saw a great play. Bravo to Shelley, God bless America, and World War Radio Hour. Oh, cool. Yeah, that's bad. You may have to see about do you have Uber in your area? If you don't have Uber in your area, you're gonna have to figure out some people are getting tricycles. If you're trying to, yeah, I like the electric trikes. I want an electric trike. Family came from St. Louis. Oh, nice. That's where my daddy came from. My daddy was born there. Both my parents are Dust Bowl refugees. Yep. All right. Remember picking off icicles? Oh, yeah. Well, that's still like that here in Oregon. So if we get that's how it was in Oregon. I would love to get a reading from you. I don't know how to get to you to make an appointment. Oh, you just book through Booksy. Book through Booksy. Denise says that her parents paid $14,000 for a 4-bedroom, 2-bath upstairs, downstairs house in 1963. Well, like if you're looking for cheap houses, go back to where the Dust Bowl was, the Dust Bowl refugee places, right? Now it's cheap. She sold a home for 90,000 after paying 14,000. My mom sold our home for 90,000. Wow. Yeah, I'm really looking. It's if I were younger, it'd be an easier decision. If I were in my 40s, I'd be buying in Maryville if I was younger. Yeah. But as a senior, do I really want to take that on? I don't know. I don't know. Less square footage is more than one is aging. Yeah, exactly, Kathleen. You don't want to take on more than you could. Oh yeah, 51% German. Well, actually, Germany's pretty great. Like I lived in Germany for years, and I'm a nice Jewish girl. So. All right, Mary Rose. I want to move to Greece or Portugal. That's fine if you want to do that. But, I would say before you make a decision like that, spend 3 to 6 months just there and see, because people have these fantasies and then they go there and they're lonely. They miss. I travel a lot, you guys. I travel a lot, and you're tired, you're exhausted, you just want to go back to your bed, but you can't go back to your bed. You're stuck at a hotel, and there's strange people, and it's just not your home, as nice as the hotel is, and you miss your cat. You miss your cat curling up at your head, and the cat's not there. And there's nobody there that knows you. And they're polite, they're friendly, but they don't know you. They don't love you. They don't, and you're alone. And you're not with your cat. And 9 times out of 10, as beautiful as it is wherever I'm traveling, I just want to go home. I just want to go to my cat. I want to get back in bed with my cat. So I think that the older you get, the less attractive the travel. I just want to go home. I like that. I know. Isn't it horrible? I will be in Georgia, the country of Georgia, in October. I'll let you guys know what I thought of the country of Georgia. If I have time, I'll stop by Albania also. Because people are happy migrating there, but I hear customer service is terrible in Georgia. We'll see. You know, I'm open. I'm curious about it. I'm curious about Turkey. I'd like to see Turkey, but I don't know if I want to live in these places. Oh wow! Ooh. Well, I live my life. I don't worry about what might happen. Suze Q, we've made all our money on real estate. Yeah, a lot of people have. Our last house doubled in value. Oh, good for you. Now the real estate market is cooling again. I don't know. Have you guys noticed that they say the market has really cooled down? Some dropping as much as 40%. So now is the time to shop around if you can afford to get a place. Yeah. Denise says the last 6 years of me have been total hell. I've been working on it really hard. Stay away from people that make your life hell. That's the first thing. Don't ever give them a second chance. I'm sorry. If a guy's abusing you, there is no second chance. Sue says I don't have control of my next year. Hubby is sick and my future depends on what happens to him. Well, I would say I would still look at research. What is my life going to be like when my husband died? Like I would still be prepping. You always have control. You always have control. Yeah. What's that going to look like? How much am I saving right now? You always have control. Congratulations for divorcing an abusive family. Dream up a side gig for retirement so you are not destitute. Yeah, it depends. Different people have different things they like to do, that are side gigs for retirement. Um, Sewing, people have advertised in their neighborhood. Fitting and sewing is a nice side gig. Seamstress for hire, that's cool. People don't know how to do these things themselves, and just going around measuring people. Making clothes is kind of easy work. If you've got the energy, dog sitting, dog walking, personal organizer, um, resale, resale on eBay, babysitting, if you've got the energy for it. House cleaning, again, if you've got the energy for it. Music and art, if you're a musician, an artist, people are performing gigs, gig work. Personal chef is another one. Rent a mom. You go, you clean their house, you cook a couple meals and leave it for the person for the week. Rent a mom. That's popular. It's interesting. The first people that started Rent a Mom, they had moms hiring them. My son is in college, and could you go clean up the house where he and his friends are staying and bake a few things? And they show up at a college house and they start cleaning everything and cooking for like 20 kids, and it's through a company called Rent a Mom, right? So, um, cleaning hoarding houses, that sounds like fun. Yeah, cleaning hoarding houses. YouTube is a good side gig. Teaching, substitute teaching, that's a big one. Substitute teaching. Tutoring, tutoring musical instruments, tutoring math, tutoring algebra, tutoring various different tutoring. Yeah, there's a lot of them. Not everyone wants to live in a small town. Columbus, Ohio, Detroit, um, Little Rock, um, are larger and affordable. Um, Cleveland, parts of Michigan. Yeah. Well, how big do you want your place to be? Like, I think no more than 200,000. Kansas City, Missouri is pretty affordable, and Kansas City, Missouri is going to give you a lot of art. It's an art town, a lot of music, if you like music. And you're going to get some affordable housing there. Wandering is necessary, and wandering, a lot of people don't realize that wandering is part of the purpose of meditation. So just keep going back to your mantra. Say your mantra is Om Namah Shivaya, and your mind starts to wander. Observe the wandering and just keep going back to the mantra. But the wandering is a wandering mind, or the monkey mind, is something that is part of the meditation process, and it's okay. Yeah. Denise says, I moved back to California to take care of my mother. She was my primary abuser as a child and teen. She triggered me so much I had a breakdown. My hair fell. Yep, that's what they will do. Yeah, I did the same thing. Came back to be a good daughter to take care of the abuser, and the first thing she did was work me half to death. I had a breakdown. I couldn't work, and then she kicked me out, and I was on the streets homeless. And then she had the power, which was the real reason she had asked me to come back, so that she could have the power to abuse me some more, right? And I survived. And she spent years trying to find me and get me to come back. So that I can hurt you again, so I can kick you out and take all your money and kick you out onto the streets again, right? Don't put ourselves in situations like that. Don't help abusive people. You can pray for them. Got sucked up into taking care of my ailing sister when she had rich-ass young sons who refused to help her and dumped her on me. The universe took care of it, back in the lap of my father and sis. The universe takes care of people like that. You know, I got defrauded by a certain somebody who I was married to, and the woman he was having an affair with, she wound up with the family heirloom. His parents gave me the family engagement ring. I returned it, which I felt was the right thing to do in the divorce. He gave it to his mistress. She got my man, and she got the ring, which is, so I just think they're perfect for each other. I think he and his wife are such psychopaths. Can you imagine hitting on some woman's partner and you're in front of her and you're targeting her engagement ring? I'm gonna get that. I'm gonna get him, and I'm gonna get that ring. And then you get him, and look, I'm wearing your ring now. I think that energy seeks its own level. So who am I to get into the middle of that? You know, you two, nicest. Those two are the nicest people in the world. Everybody loves them. They're very popular people. Yes. Oh, they both are much. Everybody thinks they're great. I'm the bad one. Yes. All right. She is much better now, but I am still trying to heal and reflecting on how the whole sick family used me for my empathy and compassion. Yep. Right. You got it right. That is the answer. We are going to give extra energetic brownie points to Kolohe SF. She has figured it out. Your compassion will be used as a weapon against you. Your compassion will be used as a weapon against you. Don't let your compassion be used as a weapon against you. Take care of yourself. Don't get used. Purple Algeria says, Purple Allegria 7. Been planning a move out of the country for 7 to 8 years. Foresaw this fascist takeover a mile away while my family thought I was crazy. Mentally, I'm prepared, exiting and seeking. Yeah, but they say the head of Italy right now is a fascist. So you're going to go to Italy and it's going to be okay over there, you know? And anti-Semitism is on the rise in Spain. So it's like, where are you going to go? France, who the hell knows what's going on in France? I mean, sister sons are so rich. Yeah, we know how that is. Yeah. Yes, to be rich. To be rich, to be rich. Yes. All right. Okay. And Coleman says, Happy Sunday. We are fixing up a house. What is the most important area to focus on? Fixing up a house. They say the roof and the plumbing. Check your plumbing, because if you've got a tree with roots, the roots will break up your plumbing. And check your water. Make sure there's no roots that could be potentially tearing up your plumbing, tearing up your pipes. The most vulnerable part of your house is weather damage on the west side, northwest side. Is that possible? Weather damage on the northwest side of the house. Northwest side of the house is the most vulnerable. Is that where your kitchen is? Behind the kitchen? All right. We had a gifted medium trick my mom into extra money for healing after the reading. Even a person with gifts can be a charlatan, so be careful. That's right. I'd like mature companionship. Is that feasible? I'm somewhat okay with me, but gets lonely sometimes. Yeah. Depends on where you're looking. I would be very careful because they say that the apps, it's a nightmare if you date with these apps. And women live a lot longer than men. So that's a problem. King of Swords. Interesting. Just social activities. Meet him through social activities, not through media. Avoid media. Pursue healthy, hiking, nature, dancing, ballroom, social activities that are healthy. That's where you'll meet him. I tried to send you the Hawaiian carrot cake picture. I don't know why it will not let me send you a picture. Oh, you can't send pictures here. You can't send pictures on Facebook. Meditation is how we talk to our guides, through meditation, going inward, go to the gut, go to the heart and the gut. Kibibit Yehimba says, when will I receive my settlement from my accident? Back and forth, Two of Pentacles. Looks like there's a holdup. Look at that, charlatans. They didn't have a very good insurance company, did they? 2 months, maybe. Yeah, about 2 months. Electric trike, yeah. Yeah, I see that. But when you see the rivers and you see the open land, also the lakes of Michigan, you won't feel that way. Stressed out about the earthquakes, and I wonder if I had a life. Yeah, I'm sure we've all had many lifetimes. Why don't you just Google my name, Dr. Whimsy Anderson, and then you'll find it. All you have to do is Google me, Dr. Whimsy Anderson, and then you'll find my listing under Booksy for booking appointments. Also, in the description of my videos, most of my videos have a description and including all my information and contact information. Italy's fantastic. You'll have a good time. Yeah, Florence is beautiful. I just want to be home in bed with my cat. Yeah, that's so true. I can see, well, the food is so, I went to Italy. I was there with my best buddy, Chuck. Chuck and I wanted to do Italy. I'll be honest with you, the spiritual stuff really Chuck and I both had a really spiritual experience to Italy. All that prayer work, and this Pope is very special, man. I uh, I don't usually get crazy about a Pope, but I'm telling you, this Pope is very special. Um, People are very excited about the church right now. It's one of the fastest growing religions in the world. People are running back to the Catholic Church because he's such a good person. He's just a really, really ethical person and extremely compassionate, and uh, has done a lot, like in terms of just advocacy for children's rights, etc., in the church. And um, but yeah, the churches were packed because people are running back to the church, and that's really exciting because when you get rid of all the creepy stuff, the church is great. It's great, you know. More charity, acts of charity are done by the Catholic Church than I think historically anybody. Like I was Googling it, who has the most charities. So it's like you got to. There's good and bad, but what's so popular with this Pope is that he's gotten rid of so much of the corruption is getting cleaned up. So people feel that, they sense that, and people are excited. We went to St. Mary's. We saw the nuns perpetual prayer. We saw the nuns praying, and it was just um, the line to get in was like around the block. So I totally get that people want to go and have these spiritual experiences and have these pilgrimages. Yeah. Cleaning after a murder, substitute teaching is over, no jobs, only in low paying areas, and so much stress. Yeah, some people, my friend Frances loves being a substitute teacher. She retired and now she just teaches. And but it's in the LA school district, so she has a different batch of kids every day and loves it. So you have to find your bliss. Um, if you're in an isolated area, I would be looking at online gigs. Drop shipping, it would be one area you could look into. Um, yeah, eBay drop shipping. Yeah, there's a lot of things you can look into. I do not need a large house at all. In fact, I'm sick to death of dealing with yards. Yeah, so you might want to go more condo. Yeah. If if you don't want to rent. I'm happy renting right now. Well, what are you looking for exactly? I mean, like, what would be your ideal? Because not every condo is going to be the same, in terms of what's available. I was looking at condos in Kansas City, Missouri. I think if I got I think I would want to get 2 bedrooms if I'm going with a condo. In terms of filters, I would want to do, let's see, let's say we go with a condo, Kansas City, Missouri, 2 bedrooms. Let's see here. And we're just going with condo. What am I going to want? I'm going to definitely want air conditioning. And let's see, HOA is the big one. I would cut my HOA off at like 500. Yeah. You want to go lower than that? 400. Let's see what we come up with. 400 in that area. Is 400 still a lot? I don't know. Their laws are changing about HOAs to protect the condo owner, and I'm so glad that's finally happening. This is pretty. Here's one with air conditioning, safe neighborhood, Kansas City, Missouri, 134,000, 2-bedroom, 1 bath. If you're looking for a condo in this area, oh yeah, this is nice. This could work for me, and that's a pretty good neighborhood. Oh my God, that's not bad at all. 134,000. Well, this is my budget. This is. I'm trying to keep it under 250K. What's the HOA payment calculator? HOA is 230. Not bad at all. You'd be paying $1,100 a month. But this is a 2-bedroom, so you could get a roommate. So you're paying 50-50. That's beautiful. 134. That's not bad. Oh, that's nice. Oh my God, look at that. That right there seals it for me. It's being able to have my fruit trees right there, you know, and get like a little kumquat. Oh my God, that's nice. Yeah, so 135K, not bad at all. Not bad at all. So again, just be open-minded. Think about what you're going to do when you grow up. That looks pretty good. 135K. Well, again, it's a lot cheaper than what I would get if I went to here in Portland, Oregon. It's going to be 3-4 times that amount. So if you're willing to, move or try a different area. Exactly. We can't work forever. Let's all move to Missouri. Come on now. Yeah. All right, you guys. I think I'm going to go eat something. I lived on Oahu for 30 years. My children's playground was the ocean. Oh, yeah. Yeah. All right, you guys, we are out of here. It was so fun hanging with you guys. If you're trying to get in for a reading with me, you can book me through Booksy. Yes. Dr. Whimsy Anderson. Book me through Booksy. Always a pleasure. Always a pleasure doing business. All right, I'll go ahead and give you guys a link because you guys were having trouble. I am in Portland, so if say you schedule an appointment for, if you live on the East Coast and it's 3 p.m. your time, it would be 12 p.m. my time. So times are in Portland, Oregon times. So be aware of that. So when you're scheduling, make sure know that everything is in Oregon time, West Coast time. Yeah. Well, if you want me to call you at noon your time, then it would be 9 a.m. my time. So schedule for my 9 a.m. and then you'll get a call at noon. Say if you live in New York, it would be 9 a.m. my time, noon your time. Yeah, that's right. All right, we're out of here. Be kind to all so that all will be kind to you too. God bless. Peace out. We will see you next time, everyone. Bye. Thank you. Bye.